Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Rosenbaum. Welcome to my coaching session. We do this every Tuesday afternoon, and it's something I look forward to every single week. I love coaching, I love teaching, and I really love the Extendly community, and very happy and proud to be a part of it. Plus, I love high level, and I love helping businesses. So those are all the reasons I do it. I'd love to know some of the reasons that you're here as well. All right, you can watch us over on Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook. You could join us here live if you want. If you do join us live at the end after my slide presentation, if you've got any questions, I'm happy to unmute the mics and take questions. If you have anything you want to put in the chat, feel free to do that. I won't be monitoring the chat during the slide presentation, but I will check in on it afterwards. And also, if you have any questions even after the presentation, maybe you're watching the video of this, just feel free to tag me in the chat. And if I can respond, I certainly will. Let me get my screen ready here to share slides, and we'll get started. I just got to clean up a little bit. And here we go. And let's pull together my slide presentation and start that. Excellent. Now we're going to swap screens. Perfect. Here we go. All right, now just share screens and we are ready to go. All right, should be seeing the screens, yes. All right, hey, Heidi, I do see you say thank you. You are very, very welcome. All right. Hello, everybody, I'm Steve Rosenbaum. Today, I want to share with you what businesses really want from your agency. Welcome, Nick. Come on in. After the slide presentation, I'm happy to take some questions. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very, very welcome. So today, let's talk about what businesses really want from your agency. Now, I have been working with businesses and helping businesses, large and small. I hate to tell you how long. It's getting darn close to 4 decades between my corporate experience, and then I went off on my own, started my own agency about 13 years ago. So I really understand businesses. I've worked with many of them. And really, it's what drives me. It's my passion. I am a champion of small businesses. I love them. First of all, they're so important to everything about us, about everything about our economy, our way of life. Here in the US where I am, small businesses, they make up the majority of the employment. And they're such an essential part of our economy. If you're not from the US, it's likely the same situation where you are. So important. So we need to help them. They're important to everything about our lifestyle. And they need a lot of help. Now, I also coach a lot of people that are agency owners or marketing consultants, and they want to help those businesses too. But when I coach them and I listen to them about how they go to market and how they try to attract clients, I find that they're often focusing on the wrong thing. That's what I want to share with you today. I want to share with you what the agency, what the businesses are really looking for from your agency. Now, what I'm assuming here is that you have an agency, maybe you're running high level, and with that, the agency account, and you could really help out small businesses. But let's talk about what they're really looking for, because if you understand that, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get those clients. So one thing we can do is there's a great website and a great organization, and it's called the NFIB. The NFIB is the National Federation of Independent Businesses, or Business Owners, I believe it is. Yes, it is. The National Federation of Independent Business Owners. Every single month, they survey a bunch of business owners and they talk about what their main concerns are. Now, this is one of the most recent reports. I think it's from April 2023. That's really irrelevant to the conversation here because the information I'm giving you here is evergreen. I hope you're watching this video 10 years in the future. You're going to find this information still relevant because this is what drives business owners, and it always will be. But here's what I want you to look at. When they're surveying businesses, I want you to look at the questions they're asking. I want you to look at what makes up the Small Business Optimism Index, which components make them up. Now, again, today, there's a lot of concerns. Go all the way to the bottom here and look what you see here. The optimism index is down 13% amongst business owners. Business owners as a whole feel 13% of them fewer than last month are feeling optimistic. I didn't phrase that correctly, or I didn't phrase it well. Anyways, the bottom line is the trend is down. Optimism is down. Business owners are very, very frustrated right now. That could change. It will change. Things are cyclical, right? But look at the things that they're asking business owners. They're asking them about your plans to increase employment, or make capital outlays, or increase inventories. These are the things that business owners lie awake at night and think about. And this is what you always hear in sales. If you understand what keeps your prospect awake at night, what are they worried about, then you'll understand what really motivates them and why they would hire you, how you could really help them. So they're worried about employment. They're worried about making capital outlays and increasing inventories. And, they're worried about the economy. And here, they're worried about sales. Now, many times, this is always something they're always worried about, right? Almost everybody's always worried about sales. They're worried about inventories being too low. They're worried about job openings. They're worried about credit conditions. They're worried about whether now is a good time to expand. They're worried about the earnings trends of businesses. These are the things they focus on, what keeps them awake at night. Do you notice what they're not worried about? Do you notice what's not keeping them up at night? Because often it's the first thing that we as agency owners, and especially agency owners that use high level, talk about. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what they're not thinking about? They're not thinking about software. You see, if we go to the agency owner and we try to pitch them high level and what a great software package it is, and it is a fantastic software package, it's not what's keeping them up at night. They don't care. In fact, often, many of them don't get the technology part of it. Many of them get overwhelmed. You and I, believe me, I get so excited about all that high level can do. I've got an agency. I've got a white label SaaS agency that uses high level. It's called Flawless Follow-Up. All right. And believe me, I'm a marketing automation geek. I love this stuff. It's the best software platform ever. And I could get very, very excited about it. But you know what? When I start talking to business owners about the software, you know what happens? They start looking like this. And their eyes, glaze over and they rip out their hair because they don't get software. Many of them are not techie. And many of them, almost all of them, they're worried about the other things. They're worried about inventory. They're worried about employees. They're worried about sales. Those are the things they're worried about. Focusing on the software seems like the easy thing to do because we've got a fantastic software package. It's the last thing they want to talk about. You know what else? And this is strange, what I'm about to tell you. You know what else they don't want to talk about? You know what else I have found to be almost a dirty word to businesses? This is going to shock you. You ready? It's marketing. Many business owners, they don't like the word marketing. Many of them don't understand marketing. Many of them have hired marketing consultants and been burned. So many times I hear that from people. I paid a marketer guy thousands of dollars and I didn't get a response. You're likely not going to be the first person to ever talk to them about marketing. And many times they've had a bad experience. And because of that, you get lumped in there with all those bad people. Believe me, I've got a story. You could see it on my blog, on my website. And I call it The Day I Became the Back-End Specialist. And we can go back sometime and look at that story. But it's all about that. I made this mistake early in my career when I had my agency. And I called myself a marketing consultant. And literally somebody got mad at me. I hate you marketers. You're scummy. You're like lawyers. You're like used car salespeople. All right. And all I know is I spent a lot of money with marketing people and I don't see results. So be careful there. They don't like the word marketing. If you keep it about these things that's important to them, they'll listen to you. If you make it about software and marketing, they won't listen to you. But what they really want more than anything is what? What they really want more than anything are solutions. All right. Now, if we use probably the most powerful software tool available to us, high level, we can bring them a lot of solutions. This is where we need to take the conversation. Now, marketing automation tools have been around a long time. I've been using them a long, long time. In fact, let me show you a slide. This is a slide that I originally showed to my members 10 years ago. I believe this came out in 2013. It did right here. It says September 2013. This was published in Entrepreneur Magazine in September of 2013. And it said that marketing automation is the future. And it had all these predictions of stats. And let's go through them. Okay. And what we're going to find out is today, we've probably exceeded all of these expectations from 10 years ago, and we're still just getting started. If you bear with me at the end of the presentation today, I'm going to show you where to find even more opportunity. But let's look at this. Let's look at predictions from 10 years ago, okay? It was projected to be a $4.8 billion opportunity. And what we're talking about is marketing automation. I believe it's much bigger than that today. All right. It's projected to have, or it's been shown to lead to a 451% increase in qualified leads, sales-ready leads, people that are ready, willing, and able to buy right now. Those are solutions. Now, remember, business owners, they are worried about sales. Can you bring me more sales? Have you got a way to increase my qualified leads by maybe 451%? Yes, you got my attention. Okay. It's not about the software. They might not even ask you how you're going to do that. And if they do, a lot of times when somebody says to me, how do you do that? You know what my answer is? I do it exceptionally well. Hire me and we'll get it done. I don't ask a pilot how he flies the plane. I don't ask people that are experts at what they do, how they do what they do. And you don't need to necessarily explain all the things to them. Now, the point in time might come that you do, but it's not during that initial presentation. What else? Marketing automation can bring a 10% greater revenue in 6 to 9 months. Frankly, I have found my results with my clients have been much, 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 much higher. That's a prediction from 10 years ago. I find actual results many times much higher, especially I'll show you how a little bit later today. It increases the operational efficiency and it grows revenues faster. What does that mean? We can streamline things. We can automate things. We can make our clients more efficient. That's going to help make them more profitable also. You see, to make them more profitable, we can grow revenue, but we can also help them cut expenses. And if we make them more efficient, they cut expenses. Growing revenue, shrinking expenses is a key to profitability. And it delivers quantifiable returns, and they provide undeniable results. Okay, that's a mouthful the way they wrote that. What does it mean? Quantifiable returns. Let's break that up. What's the word quantifiable? It means measurable. It's a big, big, big key. If you talk to many business owners, and if they do spend money on advertising, you ask them, tell me your results. Tell me your stats. Many of them can't measure it. Many of them can't quantify their stats. Many of them will tell you, I make my decisions based on gut instinct. That's not a strategy, is it? But if you can deliver them results and stats, measurable, quantifiable, now they could improve those strategies, right? If you can measure it, you can improve it. So let's talk about stats for a second. Let's talk about why this works so well. Let's talk about those solutions. First of all, myself, I told you my agency is called what here? Flawless Follow-Up. I like to focus on customer retention. Customer retention. Bringing customers back to buy over and over again. Now, it's my experience that customer retention is better, faster, and cheaper than getting new customers. New customers is customer acquisition. It's not just my experience. There's lots of reports that back this up. The probability of selling to an existing customer is 60 to 70%, while the probability of selling to a new prospect is only 5 to 20%. Look at that. Up to 70% chance of selling to an existing customer, as low as a 5% chance to a new customer. That's like a 14% greater chance of selling to an existing customer versus a new customer. That makes sense, doesn't it? We know where those people are. We know where they live. We're connected with them. We know what they want many times. Many times already bought from us. We just ask them, do they want to buy from us again? Well, what else? How about this? Existing customers are going to try new products faster than new customers, than new customers, right? They're 50% more likely to try a new product, and they'll spend on average 31% more. You know what else they'll do? They'll make more referrals, right? That's another thing they'll do for you. How about this? Can lead to huge gains in profitability. See, if you just improve customer retention by just 5%, you could increase profits by as much as 25 to 95% or more. Now, these are studies, many studies that have been compiled together. Some are from the Harvard Business Review, one's from a company called Invest. All right. And some of the other sources, I've got that cited somewhere else. But these are real and proven results of what you can do with customer retention versus acquisition. Now, the key to that, here's some of the things that we can do to improve customer retention. And High Level does just about all of it, doesn't it? Email marketing, social media marketing, content marketing, referral marketing, search engine optimization, display advertising, mobile advertising, digital video advertising. You see, when we get our clients, if we make it about this, we can improve your results. We have solutions for you, and we can help get you more sales. And we're going to start the low-hanging fruit, in my opinion, is starting with customer retention. One second here. I'm going to get a sip of water here. Feel free to put anything in the chat, and I will answer questions at the end of the slide presentation. What stats there surprise you, impress you? Tell me what you think. All right. Here's a saying that you've probably heard before. The fortune is in the follow-up. I actually use that in my marketing. I didn't invent it. I'm not sure who did, but you've probably heard it, right? We know, and if you were with me for my previous presentations, I've showed you time and time again, I've shown you how it's important to keep sending messages out, that the fortune really is in the follow-up. So we know that. But here's one I think I did invent, all right? And it's this. The dollars are in the data. Think about that for a second. Now, the fortune's in the follow-up. The dollars are in the data. You see, many times these business owners, because they're worried about all those things I showed you in that previous slide, they don't know what to do with data. They don't know how to get it. They don't know how to assemble it. They don't know how to analyze it, and they don't know what to do with it. And I'll give you a perfect example. I had a client who ran a pizza shop, and he said, Steve, let's do something to get people in. He says, I'm thinking about, I'd like to offer some free cannolis with a pizza order. Let's get some people to come in. I'll give them a free order of cannoli. All right. Now, like many business owners, he thought that the way to do this was, let's go buy some advertising. Let's go whatever. I said, well, how fast do you want to do this? You want to start doing this right now? He said, yeah, let's do it right now. I said, great. Why don't we just send a message out to your existing customers? Let's just put it together. In those days, I was using email only. Today, of course, we got text messaging and email. He said, I don't have a list. I don't have an email list. I said, Dan, hang on a second. That doesn't make any sense to me, because I order pizzas from you all the time. I'm one of your customers, and I get online on your website. I place my order, and I give you all my contact information. I give you my name. I give you my phone number. I give you my email address. I even give you my physical address. What do you mean you don't have that info? And he says, well, that's in my other system. I said, what other system? He says, well, that's in my order system. I said, so where is that? He says, well, that's on the computer in the other room. So I said, well, that information's got to be in there then. He said, I don't think so. I don't think so. I said, Dan, do me a favor. Let's go take a look. So we go over there, and he opens up another system. Sure enough, within about 45 seconds, I said, Dan, let's go look. It says customers. Let's go look at customers. Well, look at that. 3,000 customers. I'm one of them, of course, right? 3,000 customers with full contact information, including email addresses, including phone numbers. He said, well, but that's in the other system. It's even on another physical computer. I said, well, hold on a second. Look right here. There's an export button. We can export this to a CSV file. Business owner, this is to you and me, this is a no-brainer, right? This is, yeah, of course, that's easy. Business owners don't know this. They don't know it. They might not even know what a CSV file is, many of them. Many of them don't know there's an export function. Many of them never thought to even look to find out, how do I get the information out of here? And let's just take it and put it in over here. How long would it take you? You guys let me know. Put it in the chat. How long would it take you to export a CSV out of one file and import it into High Level? How long would it take you? A minute? 2 minutes? Because to Dan, he didn't even know that was available to him. Guess what? That night, we were sending out messages, we were giving away cannoli, and we were selling pizzas that very night. That's a solution. You know what Dan never asked me about? Never asked me about the software. never asked me for a demo. He just said, you can do that? Yeah, I can do that. Well, let's do it. What do you think of that story? Does it make sense? I said that to Bayant, of course, from Extendly, he also owns a chain of pizza restaurants. I don't know if you know that. And he's had whopping success with his pizza business doing the same exact thing. And I said that to him. I said, you know what? Get our software today, sell more pizzas tonight. He says, perfect. That's exactly the message for a pizza restaurant. And that's exactly the restaurant for any business. A hair salon. Get our software today, book more appointments, later today. Right? So that's what we can be doing with high level. Those are the type of solutions business owners want to talk about. Then we don't get stuck giving demos. We don't get stuck blowing them away. So let's think about this. The dollars are in the data. I told you about the story with Dan, the pizza owner. Have you ever seen one of these things right here? You know what that's called? Every time you go to a store these days, you see it, right? It's called a point of sale system. That's the modern day equivalent of a cash register. But it's second nature to us, right? And we put our credit card in there. Sometimes we just hold our credit card up to it. We can then hold our phone up to it. Many times what's it say to you? Would you like us to text or email you the receipt? Do you know that most businesses have access to that information? They don't even know it. Now, many of them think that the company is controlling that information. I sure hope it's not true. For many of them, I found that they do have access to the information. Like this one, I think that's a company called Square, I think, right? So many of them say, oh, you know what? The company, they control that. First of all, it's been my experience, and many times that's not the case. You could still get that information. If it is the case, I would caution that business owner. You don't want that. You want to own the relationship with your customer. It's the most valuable asset you have, the relationship with your customer. Don't just give it away. Not only that, guess what? All of your competition are using systems like that too. Are you going to trust this company to be your marketing department when they've got thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of businesses that they're working with as well, including many of your competitors? Do you just want to let the same company that's marketing for your competitors to also be your marketing department? You don't want that. Okay. So you could provide them a solution. Look, you think this company is marketing for you. They're not. All right. They may send your name out on an email once in a while. That's not what we call marketing. All right. So let me help you with that so that you can stand above your competition, because your competition is just doing the same thing. They're relying on this little company here to be their marketing department. It's insane. You bring so much more results. You bring so much more value. And there's so much risk in just letting your POS system be your marketing department. That's not what they should be doing. You should advise them against that. Now let's talk about the point of sale system industry, because it's exploding. Here's some more stats for you. Okay. Point of sale terminal market. And this is, we're in the middle of this period right now from when they predicted this, but you can see from 2018 to 2025, they're expecting it to grow to be more than $140 billion business. What does that mean? That means there's a whole lot of businesses all around the world that have point of sale systems holding data. Those people are your target customers. I made a whole product about this, about helping businesses just take the data out of their point of sale system and use it for their marketing. The dollars are in the data, and they're sitting on a gold mine. They're sitting on tons of data. They don't know how to use it. Think of all the things that you can do in high level when you've got the data, just like I told you about. At retail alone, it's going to be a $45 billion business. That's just retail. All right. Now, if you look here, and it shows you that the fastest growing markets are the local businesses and retailers. Take a look around you. Take a look at the stores. I went to Jimmy John's for lunch today. Okay, I bought a sandwich right there on the point of sale system. Would you like us to send you your receipt? The local sandwich shop is doing it. Now, they're a chain. I wouldn't call on a chain, I don't think. I mean, you could. I shouldn't tell you not to. All right, they're probably owned by a franchise group, maybe somebody local. Disregard what I just said. Find out. Maybe you could do business with your local franchisee. Many people do. or franchisor. No, franchisee. All right. So retailers, local businesses, they're sitting on a gold mine of data. They don't know what to do with. And to prove it to you, all right, now hang on a second. This is an old slide, and I don't want this link on here. Ignore that link. That link is not going to help you at all. All right. So, oh, it's there again. Wait a second here. This link is irrelevant. All right. So this is something I did a little while ago. This might have been a couple of years ago. But I walked in. This is when my son was they were planning their wedding, and we were going to get them some flowers. We walked into a florist, and there she was working on a POS system, a point of sale system similar to that. That's not her. That's not the actual system. This is just a stock photo, but it's very much like this. A florist, point of sale system on the counter, and I asked her, she asked me, "What do you do?" I help businesses take the data in their system and use it to bring back customers. That's all I said. She immediately said, "I need your help." She knew it. She knew she had all this data in here and didn't know what to do with it. Think of that. And you're welcome to use this word for word. I help businesses take the data in their system and use it to bring back customers. All right, this is my last slide today. So I'm going to open this up to chat in a second. The point of today's conversation is, let's not make it about the software. The software gets us the results, but the business owner is not interested in that. And you're going to confuse them with a demo of high level. It's just too vast, and it's not what they're interested in. But if you help them tackle a problem they have is, I need more customers. Okay, I can help you with that. You're sitting on a bunch of data, and I know what to do with that data. All right. That's my last slide for today. If you're here and you've got any questions, any feedback, I welcome you to type it in the chat, open up your mic and talk. Sam, welcome. I see you've got your mic open. Did you have a question?
No, just tuning in, see what I can learn.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I have a question.
Good. Who's that?
Yeah, my name is Lakshay, and I'm my company's name is Smart AI.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, my question was that I have been doing outreach for 1 month now, and I've been doing Instagram DMs, cold emailing, and everything. But the thing is, I'm not getting any clients, and that's the main problem.
All right. So let me, and I'm having trouble understanding you, so I'll repeat it. And if you need to add any more there, but I think what you're saying is you've been sending out a lot of emails, and you're not getting clients, right?
Yeah, actually, someone no one is replying to my emails, and when I do the cold calls, the businesses are like, you are a marketing company and like that. So how can I pitch the businesses on the cold call, if you have any idea?
Okay. Thank you for that question. It's one of the most common ones that I get. Now, let me ask you. So you mentioned that a lot of these are cold traffic, right? These are people you don't know, people you haven't done business with before?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Have you done any business before? Do you have people, existing clients or people that you've worked with in the past?
No, I'm just starting out, and I don't have any businesses.
Okay. All right. So this is going to be one of the toughest things you have. Okay. And it's probably a longer conversation than we have today, but you do have, you getting those first few clients is one of the tougher things for you. And it's not uncommon that you send out a lot of emails and you don't get a response because, number one, people don't know who you are. And number two, people are getting pitched a lot and people are a little suspicious. All right. Now, where are you from?
I'm from India.
Oh, you're in India?
Yeah.
Okay. And where are you pitching businesses?
In the US
In the
and
US.
Canada.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not familiar with, where you live and your culture. Are there businesses you can help locally?
Actually, the thing is that the Indian businesses are very traditional businesses. They don't need help with the marketing and all in India. That's the main problem. And they're not into technical things, and they if you'll reach out to them, they'll just go with the offline thing. They'll just ignore the online thing.
Okay. So I understand what you're saying. And I don't know I don't know your culture, but I will tell you that even in the US, we run into businesses all the time that they want to do things the way they've always done them because that's the way they've always been done. All right. Now, even in tough markets like that, you're making a generalization. And again, I'm going to make a generalization as well. So I can't tell you that I'm right about this. You live there, you know it. But I will tell you this. Any business owner I know, they do want more business. They do want more customers. They do want more profit. Now, the problem is what I've heard you say was they don't like technology. And that's exactly what my presentation is about today. I think you're having the wrong conversation. Because if you're talking about technology, yes, they could say, no, I don't like that. That's not the way we do it. We've done it this way. We've always done it this way. Now, what's happening in the US, and frankly, I think it's happening everywhere, is technology is growing so fast that one thing I always hear from business owners is what used to work before doesn't work now. Because things are changing quickly. And I think what you have to learn to do, in my opinion, is position yourself as somebody that can help them navigate those waters. Now, the reason I asked you about India is because it's important to get those first customers. And I've got a coaching group, and I coach a lot of people. And one of the things that I coach is get those first customers. The easiest customer to get is somebody you already know. Somebody you could walk into their shop. Look, even if it's just one or two customers in India, at least you can get a success story, something to build a case study around. And even if you can't get that, then what I would do, and tell me your name again, I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly.
It's Lakshay.
I'm sorry, I'm just not
Lakshay.
getting it right. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not a problem. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, but here's what I would suggest then. Highlight on case studies, highlight on results. You could even highlight on those stats. Why don't you go take a screenshot of these, take a screenshot of this screen right here.
Okay.
All right. Take a screenshot of that. And why don't you start changing your emails instead of saying we're a marketing company, instead of saying we could help you with marketing automation or we could help you with technology, why don't you send out a message that says, would you like to bring back customers faster? Would you like to improve would you like to know the secret to improving your profits by up to 95%? If that to me is something that's going to get more attention. And these are the types of messages I send out. Hey, business owner, would you like to know a way to improve your profits by up to 95%? Let me ask you, for your agency, would you like to know a way to improve your profits by up to 95%?
Yeah, I'll surely check that email and I'll pay attention to that.
Yes. Why don't you try something like that? Why don't you try those types of things? Think about, there's a saying that there's a saying in marketing, if you understand what keeps your prospect up at night, what are they worried about? If you can get inside the conversation in their heads, look, we all have conversations going on in our heads. If you can get in there and answer the questions that they're asking themselves right now, they're going to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
All right. Does that make sense? And does it help you? Does it at least give you something to try?
Yeah, actually it helped me. And I have another question. Actually, if you know Ryan, he is your team member only, right?
Yes.
In the extended. Yeah, so he told me that I can do business webinars and I can pitch my service over there. I can pitch my software over there and I
Sure.
can offer them the commissions. So could you give me an idea about the webinars, that how can I access those webinars and how can I pitch the webinar owners, or who the person who is doing the webinar, how can I pitch them to to offer my to pitch my software on the webinar? How can I do that?
So you're wondering, how can you pitch the people that are already doing the webinars, how you can help them?
No, actually I was saying that there are many communities or networks, you can say, who are for local businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, so they provide the help and assistance to local businesses, not with marketing, but with many other things. So what I
Mhm.
was
So what are you
asking
doing,
is
everybody?
that
Don't do this because
uh,
they close
Whoops,
the
if,
mic.
hey, somebody's, please mute because I'm having trouble hearing Akshay. Well, Akshay, you can talk. You're the one I'm speaking to.
sure,
Okay,
sure.
okay.
Yeah. So like the business, like some communities or networks who are like working with the local businesses. So I can pitch those communities, like the owners of those communities who conducts the webinars for local businesses. Like suppose like Extendly is a tool and you promote it or you do the webinars on YouTube, right? And you
Yes.
promote it tool over there. So that's what I'm saying, that I can promote my software on a webinar. Uh, where all the local businesses are watching us. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So are you familiar with what we call the Chamber of Commerce? Akshay, have you ever heard of the Chamber of Commerce?
Actually, I haven't heard of that.
Okay. Now, the Chamber of Commerce is actually a worldwide organization. And this
Okay.
may help you. And this is just one idea that I'm getting off the top of my head. Okay. But if you look at any community in the US, but even around the world, let's just say, what is Chamber of Commerce? Okay. So the Chamber of Commerce is actually a worldwide organization. But here's the US Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce, every town, most towns have a Chamber of Commerce. And this is something that local businesses belong to and where they associate. For instance, I live outside of Austin, Texas, and my local Chamber of Commerce that I'm a member of is called the Round Rock Chamber of Commerce. All right. So this is where I live, Round Rock, Texas. And if you look here, board of directors, somewhere here, they're going to have a directory. Join the chamber, programs and councils. Oh, come on. Business directory. Okay. So what you're going to find, this Chamber of Commerce has about 700 local businesses. Look, this is their business directory. So if you look here, these are all businesses that belong to this Chamber of Commerce. Now, I even believe that Sean at High Level talks about this, and I've talked about it a lot. I have had conversations with chambers of commerce about, hey, can we partner to provide benefits to your companies? All right.
Yeah,
And
that's what I was saying. Yeah.
yes. All right. Now, it's not going to be an easy conversation, but at least, if you want to start a marketing campaign and you want to target chambers of commerce, you can get a list of chambers of commerce. You could find out who the people to talk to at the Chamber of Commerce would be, and you could market to them. And don't make that email about what? Don't make it about software. Don't make it about, High Level or your agency. Make it about, hey, would you like to discuss a partnership that's going to help your members? The Chamber of Commerce, their sole reason for being in business is to help these local businesses. All right. Now, these people that run the Chamber of Commerce, they don't know about webinars and they don't know about marketing automation, and they are in the business of helping. I will tell you that I have had conversations with the leaders of chambers of commerce about that. I'll also tell you it's not easy, but it might be one place you could start. But you could start with you could start with associations. Most types of businesses have associations. Are you focusing on a particular niche?
Actually, for right now, I'm targeting all the niches because it's a SaaS business. So I don't think that I have to target a particular niche. That's
Okay.
my opinion.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
and I understand where you're coming from. So, if you did want to pick a niche, then what you could do is many times you could focus on what we call a trade association. For instance, let's say we wanted to focus on, dentists. So we could say Association of Dentists. All right. And you'll find here, well, there's the American Dental Association, of course, is a big one. But here, the Texas Dental Association. So here would be an association that focuses just on dentists in Texas. Now, I guarantee you they've got hundreds and hundreds of dentists that are members. So even if you want to be a generalist, and that's okay, at least what you can do is focus on one niche at a time. And you could go to what's called a trade association, because they are all going to have members. And at least you could try having your conversations there. They get hit up a lot, so it's not going to be easy, but at least if you get one, they could put you in front of a lot of people all at once.
Yeah, and after that, like I'll surely get some boost in the clients, right? Like I
That's
guess
what I
so.
find. Okay. Now I like this concept that we're talking about it. And in my coaching and my teaching, I call it influence the influencer, which is if
Yeah,
you want to get in front of a large audience, instead of trying to hit those people one at a time, get in front of somebody that has influence over that large audience. Influence
yeah.
the influencer, and they can help you. It's a good strategy, but it takes some work. The important thing for you, Akshay, you have to stand out above from everybody else. Your message has to be different than everybody else. And if everybody else is talking about the software, change the conversation. Make it about what's important to them. I hope that helps you.
And yeah, and like I have another question. Like, do I have to pay something to them to do the partnership, or it's like
I don't
free?
have an
Or
answer for you there. That's gonna come up in part of the conversation with you. Some of them may want you to be a member, some of them not. But I don't have a one size fits all answer for you.
sure. So I have to pitch them on like every social media platform and the emails, right?
I'm sorry, say again.
I'm saying that I have to pitch these organizations on the like you can say social media platforms if they have, or the emails. I have to email them with all the details, and if they're interested, they can just like revert back. Is that right?
I'm not sure I follow the question. I think what I would do if I were you is I would research, I would get some contacts, and I would try to reach out to them any way that you can, whether it's email, whether it's social media. Now, Heidi says, first of all, Heidi, thank you. She says, great presentation. Now, Heidi says something here that I kind of agree with. It says, start with getting results with local businesses before trying to sell more businesses, even if you do it for free. They won't believe you if you have no successful customers. So that's why I started there. I do agree with Heidi. There's nothing like having your own success stories. All right. I do think that's
Yeah,
important. And that's why, and look, here's the reality, Akshay. If you haven't done this before, you need to get out and have your first success, because you need to figure out how to do this. You might think you know how to do this, but I will tell you from experience, things happen and you don't know what you don't know.
yeah.
You're only going
Actually,
to find that out by doing it yourself. So I
yeah,
do agree with Heidi that it's important to get that first win under your belt. I say start close to home. I say that start with hey, you need to focus on a certain niche so that you can get social proof too. Okay. So, okay, Lakshay, I guess I'm, all right. You need to focus on a certain niche so you can get social proof too. Yes. Okay. The social proof is going to come from helping somebody. I will tell you, way back in the day, one of my first clients was a jeweler. I didn't set out to get a jeweler as a client, but what I did was I did target a bunch of jewelers. And here's what I did, Lakshay. I went to a bunch of jewelers, and I sent an email out to 5 jewelers. And what I did was I put all their names at the top of the email, because that way they saw that I was sending this out to their competition. And I said, I've got a special method for helping jewelers get customers to come back and buy from them again. Now, today we call that a reactivation campaign. I've been doing this longer than High Level's been around, but I sent that email out, and I sent it to 5 jewelers. I said, I'm going to work with one of you. Now, I got a couple of them to respond to me quickly because they didn't want me working with their competition. But I got that first win. And once I got that first win, I got the testimonial, and I even got referrals. I do think you need to start with getting that first win. All right, Lakshay, I'm going to help some other folks now.
sure.
All right. Thank you for being here, and great questions, and good luck to you. Keep coming back. We'll keep helping you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Thank you so much.
And thanks for being a part of the community. Okay. Who else has got any questions? Let's look over on Facebook if there's any questions over there.
Quick question, Steve.
Yes, sir. Who's this?
It's Akshay.
Yes. Akshay. I'm confused. I got a Lakshay and an Akshay.
His name's with the L. My name is just without the L.
Yes, sir, Akshay.
Quick question, buddy. In relation to your Friday sessions you do you have a recorded webinars on those? Is that on a specific group or something?
Oh, on the office hours.
Yes, that's the
okay.
one. Yeah.
You know what? That's a great question. And that's something I do in my own business aside from Extendly.
Nice.
besides being a part of the Extendly coaching team, I have my own business and my own agency. And by the way, anybody's welcome there. And I'm embarrassed to tell you that I don't even know. I've got somebody who works for me that does put those somewhere and puts them in a membership area. I'm going to have to get that answer for you. I'm embarrassed to tell you I don't even know where they are. Have you been to those office hours?
To be honest, we initially caught up with you last week on Tuesday and was ridiculously helpful. Like the way you set up the follow-ups, it's immensely helpful. So
Thank you for that, my friend. Thank you.
For our niche, or if not everyone's niche, has been ridiculously
Thank you. Thank you.
I definitely people get a lot of what's the word, like open the emails up. Basically, that's how your workflow is very nicely flowed. So that's what really caught my attention. But what really got more, what I was more interested in is to understand how you work. So that's why I was waiting for Friday to see how to get on. But I don't think I was just about on the subscription model or something. Get on yours to get the invite.
Okay.
Of your meetings as such.
Okay, so here's how you could do that. I could help you with that right now. I'm trying to find my Zoom control so I can stop my share.
Yes.
Okay, 1 second here. Okay. Zoom gets hidden from me sometimes. All right, I will put in the chat my office hours sign up. And this is how you sign up so you do get the notifications.
I've signed up, Steve.
Oh, you're already signed up.
Yeah.
All right. All right, then you should be getting the notifications.
Okay.
All right, but you want to know about the replays, right?
Yes, please.
Let me make a note of that. And I lock Akshay.
Confusion one today.
Yeah, that's a challenge for me today. Okay. What I will do, I will try to find out where those are. Where are office hour replays? All right, I will try to get an answer for you. Why don't you connect with me on LinkedIn, but not LinkedIn, on Facebook. All right. And I will talk to Rob, who works with me, and ask him where those are.
Yeah.
And we'll find out. We'll find out for
Sweet.
you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate the kind words. All right. Heidi, I love your presentation. I would like to attend more of your presentations. How would I do that? I'd like the replays too, but I'm currently locked out of Facebook where the replays are. Is there another location? I think they're on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're on YouTube as well. Let me find out. Heidi, thank you. Such kind words. Okay, so maybe I should put all my office hours on YouTube. I think maybe that's what I'll do, Akshay. Maybe that's what I should do. Yeah, why not? Okay. All right, let me let's share my screen one more time here. Okay, let's search for Extendly. All right, here's the Extendly channel. Here's a 12-month client blueprint. Yeah, okay. Heidi, if you go to the Extendly channel, I'm in the videos. And there they got, it's nice of them to use a picture where I look so young. That's nice. Perfect. All right. So here, secret to converting more leads and closing more sales. Here's a 12-month client blueprint, part 4. There's scale your business, maximizing success. So yes, all of my replays are on the YouTube channel. And these are from these Tuesday presentations. That's actually, that's not my office hours, but these are the replays from these Tuesday sessions are here, Heidi. Let me put this in the chat as well. All right, so you can see those there. Does that help, Heidi? So Akshay, do you have an agency?
Definitely looking to get started this week. I've just been doing research for the last month. I've been running my own mortgage brokerage, if you remember our conversation last week. So in the UK, London-based.
Yes, thanks for reminding me. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
So,
good. Okay. All right. Any other questions here? Tell me, for future, I'm always looking for future topics. What kind of topics would you all like in the future?
How can we scale our agency or something?
How can
We scale our agency.
scale? Okay,
So
now I go back and watch some of those replays that are on the YouTube channel. I have been talking about for the past several weeks. In fact, I talked about the the 12-month life cycle. Now, was that Lakshay? Was that you talking about scaling?
yeah, actually, I'm new to this extendly space, so I don't know much, and I haven't watched the YouTube videos. If you could give a quick summary about that video, it would be good.
Okay, again, it's in YouTube, but let me just caution you one thing about scaling. It's important that you have your process down pat before you scale. You need to know exactly what you're doing. You need to develop systems for doing it. Don't try to scale too fast. If you try to scale too fast, what happens if you scale a mistake? What if you're doing something wrong and you're making a mistake and an error and then you scale? What's going to happen? It's not going to be
My
pretty, is it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
If you don't have that first success first, that's where your focus has to be. Your focus has to be on that first success. And then your focus has to be on getting your systems right and getting it down so you know what you're doing. Then you scale. If you scale too fast, you're going to run into big, big, big trouble. Ask somebody with a lot of gray hair that knows this firsthand, okay? Don't make that mistake.
Yeah. Okay,
All
I
right, my
understood
friend?
that. Yeah, I
Okay.
understood that.
Okay. Very good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's all I have. Again, if there are any questions, let me check the Facebook and see if there's any questions over there on Facebook. If not, we'll call it a day, and I'll join you again next week. Let's just check here and make sure if there's any questions over here.
So like these weekly, these are daily calls, or like how, like these calls are like every day, or like it's just for like it's Wednesday, it's Tuesday. Yeah. So is that call for only Tuesday, or like it's daily?
I'm sorry, I'm just having trouble understanding the question.
let me answer that, Steve. Let me answer that. So he's basically asking these daily calls with Extendly coaching calls. They happen every
Yeah.
week, Lakshay. So it happens every 9 p.m. UK time. I don't know. That's 4.5 hours in India. So that's about what, 1:30 at night there
Yeah.
from the coach's bike. Yeah, from Extendly.
Okay, so the calls are daily regarding the sales, or it's regarding like some other stuff also?
Sales, technicals, regarding GHL. Yeah.
Okay,
Actually,
okay,
thank
sure.
you for your help there. So you can find within the high level group, you'll see that they've got a whole lineup of coaches. I'm just one of the many coaches here. My expertise is sales because that's what I've always done. Long before there was Extendly, I've always been in sales. All right. Now I just choose to leverage the technology to get better at sales. And that's what I teach. So I teach from my sales experience how to use the software to get the best results. There's other people that talk more about the tech part of it. There's other people that talk more about some of the other aspects. So the beautiful thing is we often have new training sessions from experts. I'm just one of the experts that are here, but there's many other very, very talented people. So Extendly's done a phenomenal job of bringing you some talented people to help you with all aspects of starting and running an agency. I do mine on Tuesdays. Tuesday, my time.
Okay, I got it.
Thank you. Lakshay,
Yeah.
thank you. Akshay, thank you. Heidi, thank you. Everybody else on the call. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next week. Thanks again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Want to learn Go High Level in a structured format? Check out the gohighlevel.com by Extendly. We guarantee to save you 6 months of wasted subscription costs for High Level. Just visit the gohighlevel.com.